Okay, so you're about to pay for ChatGPT, and I already know the exact question sitting in your head. Is Plus worth 20 bucks a month? I want to stop you right there, because that is the wrong question. Not because of the 20, because of the thing you think you're weighing it against. Because free quietly stopped meaning free this year. It happened while almost nobody was watching. Back in February, ads started showing up in the free version. Little sponsored slots, tucked in under your answers. And they didn't stop at free. They showed up in the cheap paid tier, sitting right next to it, too. So the actual fork in the road you're standing at, it was never $0 versus 20. That's the comparison everyone's still making. Problem is, it's out of date. Let me show you the one that matters now. Here it is, pulled straight off OpenAI's own pricing page, so you know I'm not making it up. $8 a month gets you the tier called Go. 20 gets you Plus. Same company, same app. And the more expensive one costs you about 2.5 times as much. And I think most people don't even know that middle option exists. They see free, they see the famous $20 plan, and they never notice there's a cheaper paid seat sitting quietly in between. So forget the 20 for a second. This entire video is about one number. That gap right there. The difference between the two. That $12. Is it worth it? Or is it just a bigger number you pay because it's the one you've heard of? That's what we're here to answer. And to be fair to that $12, you've got to be honest about what the 8 already covers. Because $8 is not bad at all. Go hands you the fast, everyday model, and a big pile of it. Way more than you'd burn through on a normal day. You can throw your files at it. It'll make your images. And the message limit is high enough that a normal person doing normal stuff is basically never going to slam into it. For a huge number of people, that right there is the whole job. That's everything they ever ask ChatGPT to do. There's just one thing riding along with that cheap seat. You already caught it a minute ago. The ads come with it. $8 a month, and you're still looking at sponsored slots. Okay, so now we can put the $12 on trial. And be fair about it. For it to earn its place, it has to prove out on a handful of things. Not vibes, specific stuff you can point at. Losing the ads. A smarter model underneath the whole thing. The extra tools you flat out don't get down on the cheap seat. And the ceilings. How hard you can lean on it before it taps out and tells you to come back later. If the 12 pays off across those, it's a no-brainer and I'll say so. If it doesn't, then you're just quietly donating money to OpenAI every month. So let's check. Start with the easy one, because it's the most obvious. On Plus, the ads are just gone. Every answer comes back clean. No sponsored anything sitting in the corner. No little brought to you by under the thing you asked. Now, is quiet all by itself worth $12? Honestly, no. If that were the only thing changing, I'd tell you to save your money and just scroll past the ads like you do everywhere else on the internet. That's a sliver of the value, not the whole case. But here's the part that's worth sitting with for a second. The ads are the entire reason those cheaper tiers can be that cheap. When you move up to Plus, you're not really paying to delete some banners. You're paying to stop being the product other people are advertising to. And for some folks, that alone is the whole reason. But ads are the small stuff. This next one is where the $12 starts to earn itself. Down on the cheaper seats, the model you're talking to is the fast one. Built to fire and answer back the instant you hit enter. It's quick and confident. It never stops to think. And for a quick question, that's totally fine. But quick is not the same thing as smart. That fast model is basically autocomplete with a diploma. It's pattern matching at you really, really well. Plus is where you get the reasoning model instead. And that's a different animal. It's the one that stops, sits with your problem for a beat, works through it, then answers. Give it something with real moving parts. Debug this code. Pull apart this contract. Figure out why these numbers don't add up. And it thinks before it talks. Hand both of those models the same hard problem. That's the exact moment they come apart. The fast one gives you a confident answer that's subtly wrong. The reasoning one gives you the right one. So if ChatGPT is where you do actual work, you write code, you dig through data, you use it for the messy stuff that matters, this single line item is basically the whole $12 on its own. You'd make it back the first afternoon you're not cleaning up after a dumber model. And it keeps going past the model itself. Plus unlocks deep research. That one feels like a cheat code. You hand it a real question, it goes off on its own, reads through a whole stack of sources, and comes back with a written report. The kind of thing that used to eat your entire afternoon. The cheap tier gets the tiniest taste of that. Plus is where you get the real expanded version, the one you can lean on. And then there's the quieter stuff that honestly changes how you use it. Projects, so your work doesn't live in one endless scroll. Scheduled tasks it runs for you. Your own custom versions built for the exact thing you do all day. That's the stuff that turns it from a chat box you visit into something that runs a piece of your actual workflow in the background. And none of that real version lives down on the $8 seat. It's not slowed down or rationed. It's just not there at all. You can't buy your way into it $12 short. There's one last thing, and it's the boring one, right up until it bites you at the worst possible moment, the limits. Every tier has a point where it stops you. Plus shoves all of those points way further out. More messages before it cuts you off mid-thought. Bigger files before it says no. And a longer memory, so it holds on to more of your conversation instead of quietly forgetting what you told it 10 minutes ago. You will not feel any of this on a light day. But picture the heavy one. You're deep in something, real deadline, going back and forth fast, and the cheap tier suddenly taps you on the shoulder. Come back in a couple hours. That's the moment you feel every dollar of the gap. Quick aside before the verdict, because I can see some of you already typing it. Yes, there's a pro tier sitting above all of this. It runs $100 a month. It pushes the reasoning model even harder and hands you the highest limits OpenAI sells. But that plan is built for heavy power users, the kind of people running this thing like a full-time employee. For just about everyone watching, that's not the real decision. The real decision is still sitting right here. $8 or $20. So, is the extra $12 worth it? And the honest answer is that it comes down entirely to which one of these two people you happen to be. If ChatGPT is where you do your real work, you're writing code with it, researching with it, leaning on it every single day to get things done, then the 12 is a no-brainer. It isn't even close. The better model alone earns it, and everything else is a bonus stacked on top. You'll win the money back in one afternoon of not being throttled or babysitting a weaker answer. But if you mostly just chat with it, ask the occasional question, fire off an email here and there, then Go, at $8, is the smarter buy. And I'd just make my peace with the ads. You'd be paying more than double for a stack of features you would open maybe twice and then forget about. Paying full price for that lighter kind of use isn't a treat. It's just leaving money on the table every month for stuff you're never going to touch. Because the real trap here was never plus versus free. The trap was never noticing that the $8 tier existed in the first place, and reaching for the 20 out of pure habit, because it's the one with the famous name. So look at how you really use the thing, be honest about it, and pick the tier that matches. That's the whole game. So that's the verdict. Pick the tool that wins at the one thing you do all day, and skip the rest. If this saved you money, subscribe. The next verdict drops next week.